Well, from trade to biofuel, the ag sector is voicing priorities for the incoming administration, and one effort that does continue to be on the forefront for rural communities, the growing push to bridge the digital divide. Connected Nation Chairman and CEO Tom Ferree joins us now for an industry update. Tom, it is a pleasure to have you back with us here on Market Day Report. Former White House aide Brooke Rollins has been selected to be the next U.S. Ag Secretary. Your priorities for the incoming administration when it comes to rural broadband and what you think of this appointment.
Well, great, Suzanne. It's a pleasure to be with you. It's been some time. But yeah, we're really excited here at Connected Nation, and particularly with the potential appointment here of Secretary, soon-to-be Secretary Rollins. You know, having had the good fortune of worked in Texas for the last 15 years, we've long known of her policy talents and strategy all the way back to the Perry administration, and then, of course, up to the former Trump administration. So we know she's a very capable individual and one that understands rural America. She understands the values, she understands the challenges, and now the opportunities that, you know, widespread deployment of broadband can mean for those communities. So we're really excited about that. She joins a growing team. Commissioner Carr, current now, soon to be Chairman Carr, a friend of your show, has long understood the opportunities that this federal program represents for rural America. So we're very excited about it. And of course, the president himself is an infrastructure guy. So we're just really excited, and I think rural America should be too.
Well, from what I understand, I know the Connected Nation Board of Directors wrapped its annual meeting just last week. Is that correct? And I'm just curious, did the board discuss how Connected Nation will, again, effectively support states, especially as these new leaders are going to get to work on broadband investments?
Well, we did, Suzanne, and 2025 will mark the 24th year for Connected Nation. We've been blessed to have just an incredible board advising us. President Zibby Duvall sits on our board as well. They're from the American Farm Bureau. So we understand rural. That's where we've made a lot of our biggest gains. We focused, when we looked at our long-range plan, in three key areas as we looked at to 2025. Data and technical services. That's going to be a very important offering that our organization can bring to these state broadband offices. The huge moral responsibility with overseeing billions in deployment is going to require knowing exactly where those investments need to go and how they're keeping pace with the expectations of deployment. The other area we're going to be looking at, last year we unveiled a very ambitious national plan to deploy 125 internet exchange points. And why that's important, that's a piece of critical infrastructure that's often overlooked. But if any of your viewers watched or tried to watch the Paul Tyson fight, you understand that having broadband buffer and resilient and some of the latency issues that can sometimes confront networks and content, we need to provide for the interconnection, and not in the metro areas, but out in some of these more rural communities, so that they enjoy the same internet experience that their suburban and metro counterparts do. And then finally, digital inclusion. It's a growing area for us. We want to make sure that we meet communities and individuals with this life-changing investment in infrastructure so that they fully harness and take full advantage of this incredible time for us in the National Broadband Plan.
Tom, I did want to ask you about funds from the Infrastructure Act. They were allocated for broadband in a bipartisan effort about 2 years ago. Yet to see any benefit of broadband build-outs. When do you think rural America will realistically start to see that work on the ground?
Well, we're getting very close, Suzanne, and I will say this: the last 2 years, well, you may not have seen spools of fiber or turn up of service. There has been an extraordinary amount of time and planning that has gone into this to make sure that this investment is being steered to the right places, and that the protocols and the procedures are in place to make sure that the accountability is high and the transparency for citizens to see how government's spending their money. A lot of planning is going on, but the rubber's about to meet the road here over the next 12 months, and certainly as that carries into 26 as well.
Obviously, new administration, full steam ahead. Tom, thank you so much for being here. Always a pleasure. Connected Nation Chairman and CEO Tom Ferree.